Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. A little bit late today, so I'm going the fast route. It's the last week before Christmas. I'm still a bit husky. Sorry about that. The the book, we always keep the book reasonably, sort of reasonable. This week, not many people want to come in and get their teeth done before Christmas. But then, what happens is then people ring and cancel because they've got flu and stuff like that. And then other people who are desperately in pain ring out and say, "Can you see me before Christmas?" So it's a lot of flux and variability this week. You have to be on your toes. Your staff have to be in and on the phones first thing, 8:45, 9 o'clock. So, I said I was going to talk about Bitcoin. Just an update. Now, I know a lot of you will be like, not interested, angry, not interested. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's a great and full scheme. It's a speculative, volatile asset, angry. So, if you're not yet ready to try and understand what's going on, then don't worry. Go do something else. Put a cool tea towel that's been soaked in cold water around your cranium for a few years and come back and try again. Because rest assured, it'll still be here in a couple of years, so everyone was so sure it was going to disappear. What Bitcoin is a combination of, someone said, everything that people find difficult to understand about computers, combined with everything that people find it difficult to understand about money. So it's no wonder everybody struggles. There are busloads of people every day posting on forums saying, I looked at this 5 years ago, decided it was not worth anything. Now I've decided to. I've come back and had a proper look, and I've decided to invest. The size of that lorry, though. So I'm gonna have another go. I'm sure I've converted. I have converted some people. I know that into only Bitcoin. Because you seem to be just pumping it. That's a pain, that junction. You have to accelerate fast. It's a front wheel drive, this car, so it can skid sometimes. So most people I haven't. Very, very few people I have. Few people I have are very happy that I have. I had a friend who, was quite happy to accept my advice to dabble. A couple of business people, entrepreneurs, I would say, in the truest sense of the word, sort of quite independently, reasonably wealthy, capable of investing a few thousand in something. If they did seem to come across the next big thing. One of whom bought 4 Bitcoin for about $5,000 each. They're currently worth about 105. So he's made about $400,000 on that trade. And another guy who's, I think he's got less than 1 Bitcoin, but obviously he's had an amazing return on it over the years. Keeps complaining that it hasn't gone to $1 million yet. But funnily enough, I think this next couple of years it might actually happen. So I'll be able to get him off my back complaining that his Bitcoin's not worth $1 million. But so, what other success stories? My old technician, one who retired and then went to work for Border Force, he bought a bit of Bitcoin. This is in the run-up. It run up from 20,000 to 60,000 at the time. So like everyone else, he sort of bought in at 60,000, and then, of course, it didn't go anywhere for 3 years. So he's thinking, well, this is stupid. Well, I assume he's still got it, but anyway, that 60,000 investment is now 100. The figures are, they're all very good. I mean, they're out of the league of the standard financial investment. That's why they're not really talked about much in the investment world, because they're a bunch of plodders. They could get anything above inflation without taking a massive risk. They consider that they've had a right result. And their main objective really is to make sure they don't lose the client's money, because the loss of the client's money means the loss of their ability to suck their 2% out of it every year. And if the client gets annoyed with them for investing in Bitcoin or recommending in Bitcoin because they've had some sort of heard something adverse about it on the BBC, then they're scared they're going to lose a client. So nobody's going to be the first to recommend Bitcoin, the same way that everybody was first to recommend IBM years ago, because nobody was saying that nobody ever got sacked for suggesting you buy shares in IBM, which was at the time one of the most successful shares. But it's nowhere now. It's gone. So I know if I explain it to you, I'm going to have to do it simply because nobody retains a complicated explanation in their head. They want like the scorpion and the frog, the essence of the scorpion. They want to know what it is in essence, not some flowery explanation. And it's not helped by the fact that people who came into the market late, by which I mean in the last 10 years or so, themselves don't understand it. And you're like, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you would say that. Your explanation is the one, only a true Scotsman explanation. Well, apart from the fact that I've been around in Bitcoin since the first halving, which was about 2013. I do think it's true that people they get involved with things and they have a concept of what it is without understanding. And I'd include in that my audience for this video, because you've heard of it, you think you might know what it is, but do you really? And it's the essence of what it is what's at the heart of it all. And you'll hear lots of people say, "Oh, it's a Ponzi scheme," or whatever. These people don't know what a Ponzi scheme is. If you ask them to describe a Ponzi scheme to you, if they accurately describe a Ponzi scheme and then say, how does that apply to Bitcoin, they won't be able to apply what they know about a Ponzi scheme to Bitcoin, because there'll be certain major differences. But it's much easier just to say, oh yes, dismiss it by saying it's a Ponzi scheme, without having to argue why it's a Ponzi scheme, than it is to go into the detail. So, also, I think the world's divided into leaders and followers. And my part was always going to be a leader. I was the one in the primary school who got the plasticine out and decided for the whole class what we were going to make out of the plasticine. I then went on to Scouts and became a patrol leader. I was a prefect of primary school. I was hall president at university when we stayed in Campbell Hall there to elect a student representative, and I was elected. I was obviously got elected as chairman, chief executive of the General Dental Practitioners Association. So I don't know, I think it's a stupid thing, because when I was very young, I looked up my name, the meaning of my name, and I read that Derek meant leader. And in my charming naivety, I was just like, okay then, that's my destiny. So I've always had leadership positions. Other people never have. They've always been followers. And if you're a follower, your course of action is very different. You don't have to do any independent thinking. You just have to find out what the general consensus of opinion is. You don't even need to follow a leader. A leader will package things up for you quite neatly and give you like a set of values and coherent world model to adopt without really doing your own due diligence on it. But quite often what happens is you just repeat what you've heard someone repeat who's heard it off for someone down the pub. Gordon Bennett, that's Tesla in front of me. It's supposed to be the fastest car on the road. My mother could have driven that Tesla faster than that. So you know, when they're talking to you about Bitcoin, they're wary. because they know you've got knowledge. When they're just talking to their friends and family, they're like, Uncle Angry's coming over. He's going to bore us all stupid about Bitcoin again. And someone will say, yeah, my mate said that's a Ponzi scheme. And they'll all go, yeah. And that'll be it, that'll be the end of the discussion. Which is fine, as I say, it's fine. There's a saying in Bitcoin that everybody buys Bitcoin at the price they deserve. If you put the effort in to buy $1 a coin, you deserve to buy $1 a coin. If you wait until it's £1 million a coin, then that's the price you'll get it at. £1 million a coin. I'm going to point out, though, that you don't have to buy a whole coin. And this is quite funny, really, to people who are in the early stages, what they call the original gangsters, the OGs. Because the debate quite early on was that eventually most people won't be able to buy a whole Bitcoin. And at that point, you could buy 10 for £1,000. And people were, even then, were writing in saying, oh, I've missed it. $2 a coin, I've missed it. It's $10 a coin. Am I too late? Have I missed out on all the big gains? And we're like, you don't even know how early you are. And with hindsight, looking back to Bitcoin when it was like $1 a coin, or $10 a coin, $100 a coin. From the vantage point of it being $100,000 a coin, you can see that advice was excellent advice. Buy it at $10. You own, okay, so you've missed out on the 5x from the $2, but you're not going to miss out on the 10,000x going up to $100,000 a coin. And people are like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I've missed it. I'm too late. I'm so stupid. I should have bought it a month ago. Blah blah blah. And people are still doing that. It's important. People are still sending messages into bulletin boards and saying, "Oh, I've been thinking about buying Bitcoin for a long time, but I've been waiting for the price to drop back a bit, so I can get it a bit more of a bargain price." And now it's gone up to $100,000 a coin. And am I too late? Have I missed the boat? And people are saying, no, you could still get 10x out of it easily in the next 10 years. And they're like, oh, well, that's not really, I'm going to try a new approach at these. No, so I'm going to go across, but I'm not going to filter up the filter load. See if I can do everything to stop the traffic overtaking. Here we go, Mr. Grey Car. You and me are going on an adventure together. Yeah, so I mean that's the sort of the general background. It's not really, I haven't really told you anything about Bitcoin itself, have I? But I'm a bit reluctant to tell you anything because if I drop a statement like Bitcoin is a new type of money, which acts like a financial black hole and sucks in all other monies, outcompetes, outperforms, and absorbs all other types of money. You're going to go, here he is, another one who swallowed the Kool-Aid, another hyperbolic bloke who's out to pump his own bags, who wants you to buy Bitcoin so his Bitcoin will go up. As soon as I buy the Bitcoin, the whole thing's going to collapse, and I'm going to be left with a massive grate. The only black hole is going to be the black hole in my pension fund that used to contain the Bitcoin. To which I refer you to comment number 1. Go away. Wrap your head in a towel. Come back in a year's time when Bitcoin's 125,000. Try and wrap your neurons around it again. Keep trying. Because the sooner you get your head around this, the happier and the wealthier you will be. Right. So what I'll do is, I'm sorry about my voice. The voice isolation on these tapes is pretty good, so I reckon it'll probably come across okay. But the old cough. And what I'll do is perhaps I'll go over the actual what you need to know about Bitcoin, the essentials. The scorpion bit. If you don't know about the frog and the scorpion, you'll have to Google it. It's an Aesop's fable, I think. About a frog who gets a very unhappy lesson in the nature of things. Here we go. Right. Off to work. See you soon. Bye.